Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the second session of the motivational speech, whereby I decided to do these things while some of us are still alive. We don't know why, but I think this is an important session that I have to take you through my life and how I managed to be where I am today. I'm just trying to speak nicely so that you can see me nicely, and I also have my script here. Today we're gonna be talking about the tipping point of life. This is a personal leadership called the tipping point. I'm gonna be talking about a couple of stories so that you can see if you relate to them. Uh, sometimes in life you reach a point whereby you want to know, understand, or why are you on earth and why are you here, and maybe this is one of the reasons. So let's start. I've got my scripts here, so I'm gonna be talking with my scripts so that you can be able to see. um have you ever wondered what it's like to be born different? Have you ever wondered what life will be if things change for the impossible? Also, what does different mean in this context? Well, today we are going to talk about what is inside of you and me, and not how we look as people. As humans, we are connected one way or the other. In my previous video, I talked about myself celebrating my grade 6 qualifications without shoes, and how I built courage under the circumstances to achieve my goal. Today, we will connect that story with this title, The Tipping Point, more especially on these times of Corona, of course. The tipping point is an idea where a situation in our life tipped, and the transformation of the unknown takes into effect. Sometimes we face challenges whereby things just get tipped unexpectedly, and then we wonder why things are happening that way. So today we'll be talking about that kind of a scenario. And yeah, coronavirus has come up with a situation whereby we all are trying to figure out how to adapt with the new norm, how to live among the people that we love, care, more especially with the restrictions that actually have emerged. Not knowing that touching somebody, hugging somebody could lead to a deadly effect. But as much as things could be that way, somehow we feel disconnected between ourselves. Hence, we normally feel incomplete because we feel like it's not. It does it takes something out of you if you must connect with the people you love. um my story today starts with dating back to 1775, whereby the British Army planned to attack the Americans. Unknowingly so, a schoolboy overheard their plans to attack and quickly informed the town about the planned attack by the British. The British in 1775 wanted to attack the American town in America, so they had a great plan to try to overpower the town. But fortunately, the American schoolboy managed to inform the community, and told them about what is coming, told them about the planned attack. And what happened was that the boy, as much he was a boy, mainly those times, it was difficult to believe a message from the boy. But there was this pastor and his team who managed to believe and actually tracked the message of the boy and realized that it's the truth. And then they decided to be ready and be able to defeat um, the British. So when the British arrived at the town, they didn't find anybody in the morning. That time, it was one of the times known as the American Revolution, birth, because those times it was between the British, the Indian Americans, as well as the Americans, I mean the British Americans as well as the Indians. So in times of Corona, sometimes we get the advices of the children. They tell us that don't do this, and then we feel like it's an undermining, or we don't feel like to listen to our children. So the times of Corona, it is emerged such that even a message from a kid becomes very important. And sometimes kids will give us advice on washing hands and safety regulations. And sadly, most of us in general, we tend not to listen. But if you look at the story of the 1775 and look at today's children, when they give you a message about washing hands, you can relate that sometimes you can be saved by a child unknowingly so. So it's very important that we have that turning point of listening to the child. Um, uh, I've got people that I know that actually had a reached a point where they actually don't want to listen to children, and you find that something very bad happens, and they regret of not listening to the children. And this disease, the way it's so dangerous such that you cannot even see it, you cannot even touch it. You can't even say I know how corona works. So anybody who's watching this video, I'm asking you to listen to the children, no matter how young they are. They can save you like the 1975, I mean 1775 war, planned attack by the British. Now let's fast forward from the 1775 to today. We are focused on a guy named called Alvin. Alvin, as a boy, was born without arms. Alvin was born different. Hence, that made him to look like he's incomplete and not to be a complete human being. As a boy who deserves to be enjoying the same benefits as others, Alvin couldn't have that. Alvin was told it's impossible to enjoy life. Now think of Alvin, who is standing in front of a mountain like my picture, showing there that this big mountain of life you need to climb before you die. You need to climb this mountain of life challenges. You every day have these unexpected situations that you don't know how to handle them. But if you can just focus your mind and be able to find how to handle the impossible, you are able to survive. Alvin's parents faced the mountain, as I told you in the picture here. They tried everything, more especially when they wanted Alvin to attend a school close by, and they never got that opportunity. The teachers at that school, more importantly, the principal at the school, refused Alvin to be part of the school for simply reasons Alvin didn't have hands. And because of that, it was more like a defeating moment for the parents and Alvin, more especially. It's something that is making him to look incomplete as a human being. Be as it may, Alvin's parents decided to climb that mountain and challenge life. And they could see that he's got a zeal to do something, to become something, but they didn't know what it is. And they could see the courage that Alvin has. Uh, you might have lost the job today. You might have not been be happy about something that happened, but there is a time of overcoming the impossible. And if you look at the story whereby you are complete with full hands, full body functions, I think the human body are more than 250 something. I'm not a doctor, but 200 and something, 250 something. I'm not sure. But if you've got that complete body, there's somebody out there who don't have that complete body. And if you can just rise above that challenge and relate yourself to the story of Alvin, you will realize that you can do it. Alvin tried to communicate, get the attention of the school teachers, but that didn't work. And because of this rejection, Alvin couldn't connect with the teachers. Alvin had to decide to either to look for the right connection or to actually look at himself and say, I'm not part of this life. A teacher of a music school one day heard of the story and he phoned the parent and he said, are you Alvin's parent? They said, yes. Do you have a child who doesn't have complete body, doesn't have the arms? And they said, yes. And one question he asked them, can I connect with him? And they said, absolutely. Any opportunity that comes across for our child's happiness is welcome. The teacher became the connector of Alvin. Alvin and the teacher connected, became one thing. Alvin, when I talk about this story, my heart just jumps. But yeah, Alvin transformed his life. Alvin saw the tipping point. Alvin managed to climb that mountain I showed on the picture, and he stood at the peak of that mountain and he saw the other side. And the other side is just going down. When you drive the car, you go up, the engine cries a lot. When you go down, the engine is enjoying. So that teacher and Alvin connected. Alvin played the instrument. The teacher taught him how to play the instrument, how to overcome this physical appearance. If you have got the internet, you can search the Alvin without arms. You'll see the story. It's one of the beautiful stories that I've ever read, and that is what we call the tipping point for Alvin. Alvin managed to tip the life challenge that he was facing. Alvin today is one of the well-known musicians within his community. I think this is what my feeling, but I think where the teachers are now feel like they could have connected with you. But sometimes, if you're not the connector of that person, no matter how much you try, it won't work. So sometimes you need some other people to show you how to connect with that person so that you can become a connector of that person. He used his feet to play the instruments. His band was one of the well known because people want to see how does he do it. There's this boy here called DJ, I think Junior or something. I'm not sure, but he's one of the youngest boy who started to become a DJ. And I was really shocked one day how he plays compared to the elder people. So imagine how many people would want to just go and see Alvin within the group, no matter how best groups you could have. But because that one has Alvin, who is playing the instrument, it's a remarkable achievement. It's something that is not easily achieved by anyone, and that's what makes him different. Remember what I said earlier on in my opening sessions? I just said, what makes you different? You know, how do you overcome the impossible? And he overcame the impossible. And today, his band is one of the known bands you can ever think of. It's the same thing as it's very common for non-English Beth people to speak English. But if you find somebody who is not speaking English, so who speaks English and is born by birth English, to speak one of the African languages like Zulu, Xhosa, as much as you don't really want to listen, you tend to want to listen. How did he? What? So Alvin was like that. Alvin became made his group well known, and through that, Alvin became a successful person. Now we go to a story where we look at Hank. Hank, who is a 43-year-old who used to be a professional criminal. Imagine being known, being a professional criminal. That's an achievement. Some of us are professional chefs, are professional lawyers, professional engineers, professional what. But think of you being known as a professional criminal, meaning, yeah, you mastered the art of criminal. So Hank is a 43-year-old who's a professional criminal. Hank was known to be a very dangerous man. And Hank was a very fascinating guy because of he knows how to steal. He knows how to become. He wasn't killing me, he was stealing. Yeah, he was excellent. People go to study to become what, but Hank mastered the art of being a criminal. But one day, Hank was caught and he was arrested. Hank became very, 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 very tired of this thing, of being arrested. Hank, because he was really tired of being arrested, while he was still within he was still within the, the prison, he became interested in poetry. And the prison sometimes, to some people, it makes you think to go too deep to your thoughts. There's a brain called medulla oblongata. You will go as far as medulla oblongata and uproot, your interest and be able to find what actually suits you. So Hank was able to actually think, or no, I'm interested in poetry. Hank attended a workshop, and in that workshop, he met this teacher who actually told him that, you know what, you still have an opportunity to become a different person. And that moment became a tipping point for Hank. That moment became a tipping point for Hank, being a professional criminal and become a tipping point. I'm reached a tipping point of I'm really tired of this life. I'm now going to the other side of life. In this workshop, he learned a lot about how to write poetry and how to make your poems to become very much attractive and so on and so on and so on. And he had a problem, Hank, because he thought that when you're a criminal, it's not easy for you to be recognized as a poetry. And Hank, as we speak today, he actually published some of these poems in well-known magazines in America, and that's how he changed his life. He wrote the poems while he was still in prison, and once he get an opportunity, you finish your time and go outside. Hank managed to become one of the motivational speakers. That is a tipping point of Hank. In life, we face different challenges, but these stories, we will put them and talk about them at the end of the session. Then you have, I was watching, there's a program, channel 157, I think, there's a program called Mpagati. I was watching a guy, I was working and then I put my TV on and I work, but I happened to just switch on the TV and then it put me to this guy who's a 21-year-old. He's not a 20, yeah, I think he's about 21, 22 years old now. I'm not really sure. But he was 15 years old when his mother died. And when his mother died, he went to Rustenburg to live with his father, and the father died. And when the father died, he had a choice of going to live on the streets, become a street kid, or try to push to reach his dream within the available resources. I can't remember his name. I didn't get the name, but I want us to talk about the story. The boy, he managed to push through life, and he will work and then get some money and then apply to school. He's a 15-year-old. They was interviewing him, I think last month on or this month on the program of Impact. And today we can say he reached a tipping point. The boy, he managed to get a diploma in mechanical engineering. Uh, And where I'm sitting, I'm looking at the boy and I'm like, it's a tipping point. That moment of reaching your goal. Here, his friends will laugh at him. If you look at you, they will laugh, or people in general, they will laugh at him of what he was wearing, what he was eating, and so on and so on. But because he kept his mind focused on his dream to become part of the engineering community, and today he is one of the guys who got a diploma in mechanical. I was really fascinated by the story, and I thought that I should also share it with you. In that it was not part of my script, but I think you should hear the story. Then you've got Michael. He's a Michael Paddy is a guy that is actually facing you at the moment. Um, who once nearly dropped out of the university due to the life challenges. Um, the challenge that when you've got no parental support in a normal way, it's quite a challenge for you to keep upstream. And I was really going to be a dropout at the university. I packed my bags and I say, "Golekani" in Tswana. Kulungile. In Zulu, it's enough, it's enough. I think the Xhosa is kwanele. But I wanted to drop out of the university to live the university life and have a life that I can manage. Have a life that I can have a flat path without any problems. have a life that I could just walk the next mile. If I reach a dustbin and I pick up a slice of bread and go to a river and drink water, I can walk the next kilometer for a day. That's the kind of life that I envisage. And I said to myself that I think I'm equally so to that life. And at that moment, I just said, my bags are ready. I'm leaving the university. But before I leave the university, somebody told me to see a lady called Mary Hilton at the university. And I just said, okay, let me just go and see her and hear what she's saying. When you drag your feet to um, to see some person, you already lost hope. You don't want anything else. You just lost hope. And yeah, yeah. So I decided that I should leave the university and um, you know, life is life. But the first time I met Mary Hilton, uh, on my consider as my parent, um, I was nervous and sorry, just give me 1 second. Sorry about that. The first time I met Mary, I was nervous, considering that she was, you know, um, very loving person. So Mary Hilton became my connector. She saw my passion and she saw what I want in life, and she saw how passionate I am to become an engineer, and she took me under her arms, basically. She went out of her duties to ensure that I get help. So Mary gave me courage. She gave me hope. She made me not to lose hope. She made me understand that to achieve what you want in life, you need to go through responsible choices, and eventually you will succeed. Um, Mary was my pillar at the university. She was my strength at the university. She was my hope at the university. She sat me down, telling me about how courageous she is to meet someone like me without even knowing the details of my life. And I finally graduated. Uh, that's how I managed to see a tipping point in life. And she took me through the sessions of life of being mentored, uh, encouraged, and once I graduated, I she was one of the first people that actually uh, told her about my graduation. She actually, uh, she was a parent to me. And for you to be encouraged in your life to pass the tipping point, You don't need a whole week session at times, or you only need one week. That single moment to realize the positive change you need in your life to overcome life challenges. Myself and Mary have a lifetime journey ahead of us. As a child and a parent, you know, since then she's been, guiding me since. We've got a very strong personal relationship. When I go, when I say at home, Cape Town, she knows that I'm gonna sleep over there. You know, as a parent, of course. Um, and I'm looking forward that she's, we're gonna continue like this. Um, as I indicated in my opening sessions, I think it's time that I have to share these things with you online so that whoever is listening can understand that you might be facing a very rough. I didn't actually reveal a lot of challenges, but sometimes when you speak about these things and you share, you tend to think about you know the big challenges that one faces. I don't know what you're facing during this Corona times. You might be having parents and they might have died because of Corona, or a sister or a breadwinner in the house that actually have been very supportive. And then I don't know your plans to overcome the tipping point in your life, but one thing I know is that choosing is an art of creation. Whatever you choose today, tomorrow, don't give up in life. Create your life such that you can connect with your connectors. Let your life experience be the creation of your life choices, not show who you are. In life is not about who you are, but it's about um, um, the art of creation in terms of life. Sometimes you meet people saying you will know me very well, uh, but if you can know the art of responsible choices and creating your life such that you can be a courage to others. I was listening to this Mpakadi boy. Um, it was I could reflect a lot to that story. You might be having a parent. Uh, some people wish they could have data to listen to what I'm saying, but you might be knowing somebody who's going through life challenges, like the Mpakadi guy, like myself, or Hank, or Alvin. But you know how you can help them by words, not giving them anything, but words. Words can change the world. The boy who saved the town from the British attack, Hank who changed from being a professional criminal to become a motivational speaker. And you look at Alvin without hands, who managed to actually um, become one of the well-known instrument band player. And you've got the guy of Mpakati who got his mechanical engineering diploma, and today he's looking for a job, but I think he will get a job. And you have got Michael who managed to graduate and be somebody today to stand in front of you and share with you the stories. I think you've got a duty to take what I'm saying and share with others and let them have an opportunity to change and create their surroundings for a positive change. Um, Siakulisi said anything can be overcome with opportunity. I don't know you, uh, what kind of challenges you are facing, but you must choose wisely and never be discouraged and always be hopeful in the midst of all. And never undermine opportunity, no matter how small it is. Never abuse your life chances. Value life, no matter how little it is. And most importantly, value the little you have. Most people have lost their jobs now, especially Corona, and we're going through very tough times. But what if tomorrow you are the one who's going to employ many people? What if tomorrow you are the one who's going to assist others to be courageous? The dream that you're carrying today, you never know what changes it will bring to others. What who you are, you are not here by mistake. You are here to bring a change that you're expected to fulfill. So I just want to close now and say, um, there are tipping points in life, and my tipping point is not the same as yours. But one of the things for you to succeed, you need to surround yourself with positive minded people. Surrounding yourself with negative minded people can deviate you from what you are meant to do. And one of the signs you need to know is people must go an extra mile to helping you to pass through your life challenges. I spoke about Hank, I spoke about Michael, and I spoke about Harry, Alvin's connectors. Uh, they must also give you unsolicited appreciation. In the midst of all negativity that you're facing, they only focus on the positive side of you. They don't focus on the negative side. And some of them have the ability of turning the negative into the positive, the light into the darkness, and then assisting you to become the different person in terms of your personality and assisting you to choose wisely. So I'm standing in front of you today, and would, as much as Corona has brought challenges, but it has opened opportunities of us connecting. I don't know who this story is gonna connect to, but you can just press share and share it with someone else whom you think will have time and listen to this, and maybe they can change. So, yeah, I think life is tough, life is short, life has consequences, and it's how we look into those things to become whom we are meant to be. So, in closing this session, I would like you to take a moment and reflect on what I said. And I just have to apologize what happened earlier on in this video. But I think it's one of the things that you know, it should be known. And, everybody connects. I mean, everybody communicates, but few connect. So the video is available throughout the world, but it will connect with one or two, and I hope it makes changes to one or two. And today it's Sunday. I want to wish you a very, very, very good Sunday afternoon, and I want to wish you a very, very, very good life. And for those that I'm still gonna be connected to, my phone is open. You can talk, and then I will assist where I can assist. But let us be the connectors. Let us be the positive difference makers. Let us help other people. You don't have to help people with money. You can help people with words. So if you can just share the words that you have seen here with others, hopefully that person can change. And I want to wish you a blessed Sunday, and I'll see you next month, and have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday afternoon. And take care. Thank you. Bye bye.